Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 6th to the 12th of January 2020. We have a cascade of events happening this week, and there's too much going on to actually be expressed in words. So if you haven't been following along, or if you're new to my channel, please do go back and check a few of my previous posts, as we're working towards this crescendo of energy, and I've been talking about it for a couple of months now. So to really tune in, it's best to go back, as we're heading towards a very important eclipse and conjunction of Pluto and Saturn on the 12th and 13th of January this weekend coming. So to prepare for this, we need to be in the letting go phase. The final week's upon us, the energies are ramping up, and it's very important to finish old stories, to delete negative beliefs and behaviours, so that we can centre on our true essence and amplify from there, sending our inner gold out into the world, becoming supercharged for the year ahead to align with our real power. I feel one of the quickest and soundest ways to do this is to get rid of the labels. So as we go along in life, we get corrupted from that innocent, fresh being that's excited about life as an adventure, and we start to take on our experiences rather than experience them and let them go, take the message from them. We start to take on the labels. So if you look at yourself as a soul that's come to this world, you may have been here many times before, then from that perspective you're not the worrying mother or the dutiful daughter, the jilted ex, the victim at work, the over-responsible one. None of these things are actually you, none of these things define you, they're just experiences that you wanted to have and learn from. So I feel at the beginning of this week it's really good practice to look at what we're saying to ourselves. If you've got a narrative running, I'm always the one that, or I can't do this, then go back and delete that. Refuse to comply. That was just something that you wanted to experience. But no soul came here to be responsible for another, to be put down, to live a life of suffering and lack, to put themselves second, to limit themselves. So we really are journeying towards a year where we need to come from our true pure essence and let go a lot of these limitations. And to help us, by Monday we have the Sun sextile Neptune. And I feel this one is reaching the centre of the labyrinth. We've been walking a long and winding path. A huge time cycle is about to come to an end, and a whole new way of being enters in for soul-centred living. So we've walked a very long and windy journey, picking up experiences and labels and beliefs on the way. But now as we reach the centre, connect with the centre of ourselves, it's time to stop and take stock and let go of the story, to get back to a life of excitement, awe and wonder, simplicity and childlike joy. It's a journey of coming home. But to come home to self, we have to let go of the fake self, the fake personality story, all the debris that's built up along the way. So can you imagine what perfection feels like? We're all actually perfect in and of ourselves, and yet it's these beliefs and these experiences and these stories that come and layer density upon density on us. But to get back to your soul-centred living, to get back to seeing yourself as a free soul, as a divine spark, and to align with that, is very much the energy of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, getting us ready for this conjunction. By Wednesday we have Mercury sextile Neptune. And this is very timely because Mercury represents our conscious mind, the sword of truth, and Neptune can be some of the illusions and delusions that we've picked up in our subconscious waters. When that's cleared, Neptune becomes a tuning fork for our intuition and aligning to receiving those divine energies, being a channel for them. So the conscious mind journeys into subconscious waters on Wednesday, and messages flood in through our intuition. It's a good time to ask questions, because you'll get the answers to questions of great importance. Begin to clear that channel so that you can live in that simpler, more divine state, to rinse off the narrative, to get back into flow. By Thursday we have the last day of Uranus retrograde. So this again is a really helpful aspect. Our rebel has gone back over the last few months to check in, to see where we've been too compliant, thinking too low-grade thoughts. We can start to delete now victim consciousness, poverty consciousness, to make those stories a thing of the past. So on Thursday, look at any feelings of lack, limitation and littleness and let them go for good. We can do this by questioning them, and again by seeing ourselves as a free soul rather than a struggling person. So a real Control-Alt-Delete energy on Thursday as Uranus starts to turn direct. By Friday we're getting ready for a total reset. By Friday we have the full moon eclipse in Cancer and Uranus turning direct at the same time. I don't really speak very long about eclipses, as they are very often delivering a quick message and one that we can't actually see what that will be. But you can have a look at where 20 degrees Cancer is in your chart if you want to see the area of your life this may be happening in, although not all eclipses affect all of us. But in the cards for the year ahead, I keep getting the image of a horse that's been unburdened of a heavy load. It's still feeling the weight of that load, but it's actually no longer there. So getting used to that sense of lightness and freedom, liberation, being unburdened, just allowing ourselves to accept that feeling as we let everything go. That seems to be the message for this full moon in Cancer. And if we look at the sign of Cancer and the fact that the moon rules Cancer, then this would be emotional baggage, over-caring, sentimentality, carrying emotional heaviness in the cells of our body. And like I said at the beginning, this can come from the label of being the worrying mother or the jilted ex, the oversensitive friend, or the one who takes too much responsibility. So this full moon eclipse in Cancer with Uranus direct, can we send the spark of rebellion? Can we purge in the forge any heavy density feelings that we've been dragging along with us, burdening us, weighing us down, and allow that feeling of weightlessness to come in? But the whole week really starts the year at the weekend with a grand conjunction of Pluto and Saturn. The Sun and Mercury are also present, but the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn hasn't happened in Capricorn since 1581 or around that time. And if we think back to that time, those energies weren't able to be acted upon in a way that we can now. We're living much more free, independent and sovereign lives. So we can take these energies and actually raise our consciousness and escape from the grid in a way that wasn't possible before. So a total liberation beckons as we cross a threshold that's never been available to us. This feels like a new dawn for the world. The lighter and freer we become, the more we'll see that reflected back to us on the outside. And this is what we came here for, to raise our consciousness, to contribute our frequency to the world, but our true frequency, which can't be bogged down by the human experience. So we have been discussing this for weeks now, working towards this crescendo. Try not to look for something miraculous to happen from the outside. This is something that's going on deep in your soul. Letting go of the system, letting go of restrictions and limitations that have been put on us for centuries. So like I say, it's really hard to describe other than to find your true essence, to tune into who you really are without any of these stories or labels, to feel it, to become it, and to live from here, and to amplify that tone. We will have our unique essence. That's what your chart is showing you, the unique combination of planetary energies that you've chosen to come in and express. So as we start 2020, the choice for a magnificent future is within our grasp as we take responsibility with Saturn and purge and raise up with Pluto to a whole new way of being and living. There is no blueprint, there is no rule book, there is no step-by-step guide, there is no waiting for something from the outside to come and make everything better. This is all going on deep within you, and a signature moment for the year ahead and the years ahead as we step over this unique threshold. So please do go back and listen to some previous videos if you want to catch up with some greater detail of what we're working towards here. Although, to be honest, to be in the head isn't where it's at. We can't learn this. It's a week of deep feeling and reset. I have a small write-up each day, which is on my website, astrozo.com, Facebook @astrozo, Instagram @zoehine7, to help us walk day by day. And if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one in person or online, where we can look at your unique frequency and the direction that it's pointing you in, where your energies will be best put as we start to relearn how to live from the soul centre of our being, let go of the past and accept perfection and liberation, raise our frequency and add to the massive changes that are going on right now. So this has never been done before. Each one of us will have our own experience, our own contribution. But if you do want to look at your chart, then this would be a good way for you to find that true expression and to liberate yourself, to live in authenticity and integrity, let go of the baggage and shine your true light. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.